Guys, I'm going to do a review on our 1971 Ford F-600 grain truck. It's got a 16-foot box, and my grandpa ordered it in brand new from the factory. And it's been a darn good truck. Here it is in 2023, and we're still running it. Nowadays, once a year in the spring, we always have to bleed the brakes on it, even though I do keep it topped off during the winter. The brake master cylinder, we still do have to bleed the brakes on it. This truck has a 330 Ford engine. It's been a darn good engine for us all these years too. And the transmission in this is a 4-speed with a high and low axle. And it's just got one gas tank, this one here, where it's off to the side, so you can never get it completely full. And then it's got the Omaha standard box on it, custom cab, and the West Coast mirrors on it. And I think we got cab lights on her. Yeah, we got cab lights. So. Built crank windows, black vinyl seats. Big old steering wheel on it. And let's see here, we got blink markers there. Well, here's your blinker switch. I'm not sure what that. Oh, that must be your hazard lights there. Got your normal light switch, your key, windshield wipers, which are vacuum operated, not electric. We got our clutch or choke cable, cigarette lighter, and for the gauges here, we have the fuel gauge, engine coolant temperature, speedometer, alternator, and oil pressure. And then we have our radio and just the climate there for heat and defrost. Of course, no AC back in 1971. Let's see here. And your 4-speed shifter, and then after you go through all 4 of your gears, just go ahead and pull out this red button, and that'll shift it into high range so you can get extra speed out of it. It's got a hand park brake on it, and you pull it backwards towards the seat to engage the park brake and push it forward to take the park brake off. And you got your high and low beam switch there. Let's see, how many miles do we have on this truck now? We have 52,000 miles. Yeah, 52,000. Yeah, these grain trucks never have many miles on them. And then way on the other end is where we have our old bus fuses. I'll pop the hood so you guys can see what the 330 engine looks like. Yeah, they didn't even have the blue oval back in the days. It was just the Ford. Because my grandpa, he ordered a 1970 F-250 Highboy with a 360 in it, 4x4. And we got in this exact same color. We bought this truck the year after we ordered that pickup in. That pickup had the 4-speed in it too. So yeah, here's your 330 engine. And this is the brake master cylinder here that's been giving us trouble. All it has is one hose, that steel hose coming out of it. In which amazingly, you can still get a brake master cylinder for these. I just ordered one in, and that was $55 on eBay. And here, I believe, is your power steering. Our radiator cap there. This is a V8 engine. Has the distributor cap up there on the front. And we do have a cowl around the fan there. Just use a normal V-belt to drive your fan. This is your battery box. This is an oil bath air cleaner. You gotta pull the wing nut, pull that cap off, and then you dump like 10 weight 30 oil in there. You don't have to change out a paper filter element. There's your engine oil dipstick. Your heater hoses for heater in the cab. Starter solenoid. Your horn. And then you have your signal lights up on the front there. And one issue that we do have with this truck, actually, I think all the old farmers back in the day, I do remember my grandpa using like that Quicksilver stop light if you have a radiator or coolant leak. And I think it plugged shit up because we went for how many years with this thing overheating if it's idling. So like when we're lifting up the grain box to dump out our wheat, it would instantly go up to the hot temperature. But as long as you're in second gear, just idling around the yard, instantly the coolant temperature drops back down. So I went ahead and I put a brand new water pump in this truck here, and I was too cheap to spend the $12 on a thermostat, which I don't think that's a problem, but whenever you change out your water pump, change out your thermostat too, just so, because it helps you with troubleshooting on this here. So what everybody's thinking is that the radiator is probably plugged in here, and I guess it'd probably be a good idea to take it into the radiator shop. But around us, I think both of our radiator shops shut down now. But people said that some of these old radiators, they've been so pressurized so many times or whatever that their insides are so thin that you can actually destroy your old radiator. And I looked on eBay because I know that nowadays, nobody gets radiators fixed. You go on eBay and you can buy a brand new radiator for $99. Well, I didn't see any radiators for a 1971 F-600 truck. And especially for a 330 engine, you don't really see parts for a 330 engine. There's such a rare engine. If we didn't own this truck, I would have never even heard of a 330. Yeah, and it's kind of dirty on it, but it says horsepower, 190 horsepower for this 330. And for the carburetors on these, they use the Autolite 2100, which Autolite I think is Ford's normal carburetor there. So. But yeah, like I said, so as of right now, we're just going to keep getting by with it of just idling along. I mean, we've done it for 10 years at least of, as long as you're moving, it's good. And just go ahead and raise your box quick and shut off the engine and you won't wreck your engine or nothing. So shut the hood on here. Some mirrors there. My grandpa, before we used to own a livestock trailer, we had the side board racks on here or whatever to keep the cattle in here. And like I said, Omaha standard box that has a wood floor. It's a steel box, but it has a wood floor. There's your muffler, always comes out right behind the cab there. And the hoist cylinder is here. And our hoist cylinder does leak. So, but every spring here, it will lift the box part way up, like, I don't know, halfway up. So then I'll go ahead and I'll put a pipe up there to block the box. And then I also put our bucket of our loader tractor underneath there, just in case that would fall, so it won't crush me between the frame and everything there. And I'll give you the size of the tires on this truck too, you guys, what they use. Apologize, this one here, it's kind of dark here for me to read it. Okay. This is a 8.25-20. It's a load range E, and it's a tube type tire, it says. So that's what you're going to use for your front tires. Got some lights there. And when I was farming, I did have to replace one tire for Grandpa here. Okay. And for the back of the truck here, it is a 9.00-20 is the size for the rear end on this truck. And my brother was using it to haul manure, which Grandpa used to always do that too. And then you got your front rack up there. And you have two chains here. And that's to hold the boxes from spreading out when you're hauling wheat in here. And then you got your one pocket there for your tail there. And then you got bolts here and a bolt there. And a bolt there, and a bolt there, and that'll hook into your rear stuff there. My brother obviously probably lost it knowing him. But yeah, like I said, this is wood floor. I know a lot of the farmers later on, like a lot of our neighbors, they went ahead and they hired one of the companies to go ahead, like the truck companies, to put a steel floor in their grain trucks. But we were getting by and nothing leaks on this one here. So, and then this side of this truck here. And I'm just going to make sure that the original tires are the 9.020s on this side too here for you guys. Yep, they are. Yep, the size Grandpa had on this side too was 9.00-20. And they're tube type tires, so let's use his tubes, and I will show you what our tailgates look like on this truck. So yeah, this one here goes in the pockets here, and then this one here would go up against your right box side. And then this one here is curved on that side, so this one goes up against your left box side. Set these down for you guys. So yeah, you put these first two in that go on the sides there. And then this one here, you actually slide it down. It actually goes in groove slots between those two box sides there. And she's got the gate there to let your wheat out. And then after you put that on, then this top piece here slides in over the top, and that just sets on top of that one, and then you have your box complete. And there is supposed to be a bar here too that is supposed to, it doesn't hook anything in here, but it's going to rest there, and it just holds your the two sides of your box together. And got a look around here. At least my brother took this off here. Just so you guys, I'd like you guys to see that. Oh, here it is. This is the bar. Okay. Yep, this is the bar that it hooks into each of those two box sides there that I laid down first. And it's just got kind of that's welded on there, and then we have the nut and washer on the other side. So it really doesn't hold anything down. It just kind of makes everything stay together. That's it. So, and then we also did put a tarp strap from that side to that side, just to kind of hold if you hit a bumper or anything rough roads from that opening and losing all your wheat out of it. So. Yeah, and that truck has worked great for shingling our houses too. So you won't get much money for a grain truck, an old 1971 grain truck anymore anyways. And they don't have much power compared to like our other one. It was a 1976 model. It was a Chevy C60 it was called or whatever. And that one had a 350 engine. So quite a bit more power than these old Ford engines. But Grandma got $6,000 for that truck, and that one had the roll tarp on it. This one does not. This one we just laid a roll tarp across the front there, and I don't even know if the roll tarp's even on here, if they pulled it off. I'm guessing he pulled it off because he was hauling manure. So yeah, he took it off. And I'll show you what our roll tarp looks like too for it. So if I can find it here. Nope, not here, you guys. It was a big white one is what it was, big canvas. Oh, here it is. All right, here's the big white roll tarp here. And I guess if you have any leaks in it or anything, you can just throw some Gorilla duct tape on it. And it's got tons of little loops on it, you guys. And just buy a whole bunch of tarp straps, and you attach your tarp straps to your cattle sideboards on it. So that's how you hold her down. Can't think of anything else in the truck. Like I said, just that overheating issue that we have, but we're still able to run it and everything. So, and yeah, like I said, those side ones there, they just hooked right onto there. You just run the board or the bolt through there, hold your wrench and get your ratchet, and you're good to go. So, all right, take care, you guys. And if you guys have any questions, leave your comments in the comment section.